Hello, everyone. I am your commissioner. I am your league champion, welcoming you to week 12 of the Backyard Ballers. This is an interesting season for the league as we have hit week 12 and every team is still alive for a playoff spot. I cannot remember another season where we've been this far and all 12 teams can still make the playoffs. As we take a look at the standings at the top, one playoff spot has finally been locked up. Trevor is in the playoffs. However, he is not locked into a bye yet. He can likely lock one up this week with a win, but it's not guaranteed. Also, 8 other teams are still in line for the other bye week, which sounds crazy, but it's true. Teams 2 through 9 in the standings all could still get that second bye. And again, even 10, 11, and 12 in the standings still can make the playoffs. And not by a long shot either. And we're going to get to that here in just a minute. But congratulations, Trevor. You've earned your $5. You have made the playoffs. Well done. Let's get a look into the playoff picture right now. As we stand, the playoffs would shake out like this. Trevor and Sean would have the first round byes. Ryan Marks would be taking on Johnny, and Tom would be taking on Brian, as it stands right now. We also have the consolation bracket. Do not forget, for like the fourth reminder, the winner of the consolation bracket wins their spot in the draft order. Likely they will pick number 1, but you can choose not number 1 if you don't want. But winning the consolation earns you the first pick of the top 6 picks in the draft. And then second place gets second, third gets third, blah, 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 so on and so on. So, as that sits right now, what would happen is Ryan Hayner and Martin would get a first round bye in the consolation bracket. Amanda would face me. Kevin would face Rob in that first round. Then we would move forward through that bracket just like what happens in the winner's bracket. So, again, losing that first game, you still have to play a second game to determine whether you're 5th or 6th. That's what would end up happening. As we get into that, we'll talk about that more. Now, let's dig a little bit deeper. Again, every team still alive, because as it sits right now, Ryan Marks currently in 6th place with the tiebreakers at a 5-6 record. Also teams at 5-6, Brian, Ryan Hayner, Martin, and Amanda, all at 5-6, and are just behind him. The closest is Ryan Hayner, obviously. He's only trailing by 9 points in the tiebreaker, and Amanda is trailing by 40 points in the tiebreaker. Then, Kevin, Rob, and myself at 4-7, 1 game back, 1 win, and you could be in the playoffs. So again, not out of the realm of possibilities. Looking at the top, Johnny and Sean think they're sitting on easy street at 7-4, but again, all those 5-6 teams could jump up in the next 2 weeks and catch them. So, a lot to be done, even at the top of the standings, to make sure you make it into the playoffs. As we look into this week's matchups, since every team is still alive, every matchup matters. We're not going to break them down in this episode, a little bit different format. We are going to just talk about the most crucial games of the 6, even though all of them are very important to the layout of the league. First one, the Battle of the De La Salas. 5-6 Amanda, me at 4-7. She's the 9, I'm the 12. The winner obviously greatly improves their stock, but if Amanda wins, I'll be in big trouble. So I will definitely be logging on Sunday morning and changing her lineup at the last minute to ensure I win that game. We have 2 other contests with a 5-6 team facing a 4-7 team, which makes these like de facto must wins for Kevin and Rob. Kevin is facing Brian. Rob is facing Ryan Hayner this week. And again, the 4-7 team wins, they will stay in play for the playoffs. But even the 5-6 team losing, you'll be okay. You won't be out of it, but you get to 6-6. That's a big step towards making the playoffs. The other interesting one to look at is Johnny, 7-4, Tom, 6-5. The winner of that game may likely get a leg up towards getting the second bye. If Johnny wins it, obviously he'll get to 8 wins, making it hard for any of the 6-win teams to catch up. But Tom wins, he gets to 7, Johnny will be at 7. We're going to be looking at tiebreakers. The tiebreakers are going to matter. You need to get these points up. Okay, as we finish out this week. So, this week we have a positional high group for some money. It is the tight end plus flex. So your tight end plus your flex, the most points, you will get some cash. Then in week 14, last week of the regular season, QB plus kicker for positional high that week. That will be reminded again as we approach week 14. Quick waiver look. Really, the only thing that happened, there was no battles for Fab this week. It was just one bids, one players. Some big numbers went this week. Ken Gainwell for $39. Gainwell, yeah, that was right. $39 to Rob. $55 Emmanuel Wilson. Okay, maybe. Josh Jacobs is practicing today, so we'll see if that pays out. Again, for Martin, it's also like a body block. He doesn't care. He just doesn't want anyone else to have that guy. Those were the only 2 bids that went through. Everything else is basically just maintenance work, couple of defenses, couple of running backs, some injured drops. But yeah. So, as we head into this weekend, good luck. Set them lineups. Everyone's still in the running. Good luck. Watch the games. If I lose, plan on no newsletter again this week. Goodbye, everyone.